Learning a new technology can be quite daunting. In this section, we'll go through a quick summary on how to get things started and look at the basic commands used to interact with the database. There are two options when choosing a Cassandra distribution. One is DataStax Enterprise. The other is Apache Cassandra Open Source. DataStax Enterprise offers several enhancements to Cassandra's core features such as security, enhanced testing, management services, analytics, search with Apache Solr, in-memory operation features for lowest latency, along with others. You can download DataStax Enterprise and tinker with it at no cost. Any production use requires licensing from DataStax. Apache Cassandra Open Source is just that, a free distribution where you can look at the source code and also build and run Apache Cassandra as well. Just know that this course focuses mainly on core Apache Cassandra concepts. Our other DataStax Academy courses cover DataStax Enterprise in depth. In this course, we will choose the simplest route of install, which is to extract a tarball and run Apache Cassandra directly from the target directory. The tarball contains everything you need to run Apache Cassandra, including configuration, tools, and documentation. Here's an idea of what you'll see when you first unzip the tarball. Don't worry if this looks new to you. We'll go over the fundamentals throughout the course. Some notable directories are the bin, conf, doc, and tools, which contain binary executables, configuration files, documentation, and some helper tools, respectively. The exercises for this course use DataStax Enterprise. The syntax between DataStax Enterprise and Apache Cassandra Open Source are pretty similar, so don't worry, the exercises guide you through those differences. Starting Apache Cassandra is straightforward. You'll find the executable in the bin folder. This folder also hosts several tools we will tinker with through the course. Apache Cassandra outputs several log messages. The one we're most interested in is state jump to normal, which indicates this Cassandra instance is ready to service requests. Once you see this message, simply press enter to get back to your command prompt. This is an example of starting Apache Cassandra if you're using DataStax Enterprise. You can also use the DSE executable to issue multiple commands like DSE Cassandra-stop and issue command line arguments to start search, graph, and analytics workloads that are included with DataStax Enterprise. Again, the exercises will provide the information you need, so don't worry. Node tool status is used to gain information on the state of your cluster. It displays the state of each node in your cluster, whether it's up, down, leaving, or joining, along with many other statuses. You're also presented with other information like the node address, load, and what data center your node occupies. We'll explore it in depth a little later. Okay, we've covered how to install and start Apache Cassandra. Let's solidify this knowledge and get your hands dirty with an exercise. Here are the objectives for the CQL Fundamentals section. We'll go over a high-level overview of CQL, key spaces, tables, core data types, and look at some simple examples. Cassandra Query Language is a simple data manipulation and query language built to give a familiar environment to those knowing SQL. If you're familiar with SQL, you'll be fine with CQL. Key spaces are very similar to database schemas in that they serve as a namespace or wrapper around database objects. When creating a key space, we must also set its replication parameters, and we're going to discuss that elsewhere. For now, we will use the most basic settings of simple strategy and a replication factor of 1. The use command allows us to switch between different key spaces. Once use killer video is executed as in the example above, you'll be within the context of the killer video key space. This allows you to view tables, indexes, and issue commands without the need to explicitly set the key space for each command. CQL tables look and feel much like SQL tables. There are some key differences we explore later, but for now, thinking of CQL tables as similar to SQL tables is just fine. Cassandra supports several primitive data types like text, int, and timestamp. If you come from the relational world, you're most likely familiar with varchar. You can use varchar in Cassandra, but Cassandra simply replaces it with the text data type. Cassandra does not have fixed width textual data types such as like varchar 50. The Cassandra text data type is unbounded. Apache Cassandra is a distributed database, so insert commands can arrive at any node. Syncing or locking an incrementing integer ID value would prove prohibitive, so we identify records using UUIDs instead. UUIDs enable several nodes to generate non-clashing ID values without any internode communication. So look at this as the distributed databases way to ensure your IDs are unique no matter which node generates your ID. A time UUID is a UUID with an embedded timestamp value, which can be used to produce time-ordered data. And you can use CQL's dateOf function to extract the time portion of an existing time UUID. CQL insert syntax looks and feels similar to SQL relational syntax. So if you're coming from the relational world, no worries. This should feel very familiar. In this case, we're inserting a UUID as the user ID, Joseph as first name, and Chu as last name. We'll cover how the semantics differ later. It's the same thing with select statements. Again, this should feel very familiar if you're coming from the relational world. The copy command allows you to import or export data into or from your Cassandra tables using comma-delimited files. The copy command is simple. Its arguments are the table, list of columns, and the name of the CSV file. You can also include a header row for more explicit column definition. Now, the copy command is not the only way to get data into Apache Cassandra, but it's a really good starting point. You can also use Apache Spark, the application drivers, or the bulk loader for large datasets, or stacks and stacks and stacks of data. See what I did there? You like that? We've just scratched the surface on CQL fundamentals. For a full CQL guide, take a look at our DS201 data modeling course up on DataStax Academy.